Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Aquaman 2, and obviously we have seen and we've discussed and we've reported on the poor test screenings, which is kind of interesting as of itself because obviously for the last half a year, maybe 8 months, we have heard nothing but from test screenings. It's good. It's great, it's funny, it's like the first one. And all of a sudden, the last couple of test screenings, which all just came lumped together, everyone was like, yeah, it could be one of the worst DC films going. Which is sad because I do like Momoa, I do like James Wan. Obviously, I'm not a fan of her. But again, she's only in it for like 20 minutes, which we've told you this for years, now the last 2 years. He's like, yeah, she's in it, only for 20 minutes, that is it. She had a huge chunk of the ending cut out from her. We also found out that was from one of her people who read the script and blurted out everything in the court case last year. So we're going to jump on into it. So, as you can see, Aquaman The Lost Kingdom's poor test screening result has forced the filmmakers to make massive edits to the plot despite being in post-production. According to an insider, Casey Walsh disclosed that DC is making significant changes after terrible reviews in his series of deleted tweets. Now, this is one of them. Every test screening has had mostly unfinished VFX, and no one walked out. The main issue was they completely changed the plot and villains of the film. It's not even it's not even the same movie that tested 4 times prior. Yeah, when you start moving things around and you start changing the villains and everything else, it becomes a convoluted mess. We've seen this with other films. Batman and Robin, the famous George Clooney one. That was just, even though it was brought in like 2 weeks under time, that was messed around with. They're like, oh yeah, just do what you want. And then they were like, oh no, we can't have this, let's have this, let's have this, let's have this. When you've already made a film and you're in post-production. Now remember, we saw in January, towards the start of this year, James Wan said, we have finished on Aquaman 2. Those are actually reshoots then. They were doing reshoots back in January of this year. Now, as I see more does come of this now. Meanwhile, Robert Meyer Burnett, who, again, I absolutely love Robert Meyer Burnett. He's on the John Campea show. John Campea, he has some takes which is a bit like, to be honest with you, mate, you're not that good at what you think you are. But with Robert Meyer Burnett, the guy is an actual filmmaker. He's done all the behind the scenes and all the making of documentaries of some of my favourite films. So I've known Robert from the DVD extras, Blu-ray extras and all that kind of stuff. Now, he has said that the Aquaman 2 creators are reshooting some scenes and are even changing a significant plot point. I have heard that they're doing reshoots. They're changing a significant plot point. Look, this movie, just like the first one, I'm sure, the potential for goofiness is there. A lot of people don't dig that. The filmmaker argued that goofiness may be a tonal issue, further emphasizing that he wouldn't buy it until we see the whole film. There's a lot of people where that's not their thing, so it might be a tonal issue. It might be something that's just too fantasy for them. I just don't buy it until we see the whole film. The problem is, people would rather report on something being bad than good. Now, with that, I 100% agree with him. You know, because when you report on something bad, that's the thing that gets the most people interested. That's what gets them engaged with everything that is currently going on in the world. If everyone just reported on the good news, there would literally be no media. They just wouldn't. But as Robert did say, when they're changing a significant plot point this far into post-production, and remember, the film is out December of this year. It was meant to be last year, but it was pushed back. They said that was for reshoots. Now they're doing more reshoots. I can only see this being a very, very bad film at this moment in time, which sucks, I will say. Because even though she's in it, I don't care about her. I do like the first Aquaman. I like Jason Momoa. I do like James Wan. But seeing all of this, I'm just like, you just gotta cut ties with it now, literally. Because when you've had a film that is screened great for the last, like I said, 8 months or so, where it's now a completely different film, what have they done? Why can't they just go back to what those test screenings were being? Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, you know what, we like this, we like that. We know the plot, the comics, you know, the funniness, the goofiness. If people like that then, and now they're like, yeah, we've changed this significantly, there's a lot of people involved there who are literally saying, I want my stuff in it, or we're not going to do it. That's rubbish. Put my stuff in. My stuff's better. It just sounds like a lot of people who are bickering. Now, as you saw the title and the thumbnail, with her being blacklisted, it could actually happen. So, I've put this together. What does this mean for AH? She has no major movies to fall back on. She has no TV shows to fall back on. Remember The Stand where she was in? No second season of that. And she hasn't got any other major movies to fall back on. We know that she's filmed one that is set in like the 1800s, where she's a psychiatrist of all things, which that is not going to be a big film. You know, it's just not. Even if it starred Angelina Jolie, it was not going to be a big film no matter what. Just because of the subject matter and just how much the budget is. Like, I think the budget was like 10 million or something like that. Which, even though that is an obscene amount of money this day and age, when you see people, you know, with their films, oh yeah, we got a budget of this, or 20, 30, 40 million, it's like, oh right, okay, yeah, you can't really do much with that, which is mind-blowing. But we also got by here, which I found this on Twitter. According to sources, she has already been blacklisted by many studios. And with Aquaman 2, if it fails, this could be the last straw. That part there with she's already been blacklisted, with no TV shows and no major movies to fall back on, it kind of go hand in hand with, you know what, that could actually be right. So I was thinking about that, and if she does fail, and you know, if Aquaman now, this is, if Aquaman 2 does fail and she does get blacklisted, she just needs to stay in Spain or go to another country or wherever. Hell, even just stay in America, stay in her home country, and just lay low, because she said she wants to be a mother. Just be a mother, you know, nurture your kids, grow, you know, enjoy spending time with your children, you know. That's how I look at it. And again, Hollywood always loves a comeback, no matter how shitty you've been, you know, which that is one of the things that I do actually don't like about Hollywood. You could be one of the worst people on the planet and they will still give you a comeback. It always happens, because that's Hollywood for you. But that's what we got, guys. Let me know what you think about this down below. Do you think she will get blacklisted if Aquaman fails? Do you think she already is blacklisted? If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates. And I will see each and every one of you soon.